はい、こんばんは、こんばんは。じゃあ、続きやっていきます。前回のあらすじとしては、カポン橋を解放したところで、カポン橋のお父ちゃんとヘンリー君のチップが出てきたと。その前に終わらせたいクエストがあったんで、そこからやっていきたいなって思って今ここ来ております。ここは、シギスムントの軍の、駐屯地でございます。鍛冶屋の方に行けってよ。
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit. Hail Mary, Mary said, Behold the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary, and the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us. Hail Mary, pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen.
俺のキリスト教の宗派はよ、どうなってんのかよくわかんねえんだがよ。免罪符代を払う。ちょっと払っとくか。いろいろ悪いことしてるからな、いろんなところで。シギスムント軍のところ普通に入れるとは思わなんだな。
What do you need, sir?
Does the name Victoria mean anything to you?
No. Should it?
She's a girl from Miskovitz. I heard she comes up here to sell things.
Ah, I know who you mean. Aye. There's a girl who shows up here every now and again. I'm no good with names, but Victoria sounds familiar.
How well did you know her?
We'd occasionally exchange a few words. I know she was sent here by people from the village, because they didn't dare come up here. A young girl all by herself, can you imagine? She slaved for half of Miskovitz, so she had at least something to eat. Poor girl.
Do you know where she is now? She's gone missing, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
May God protect her, but I can't help you. She knew Black from the provisioning unit the best.
Where can I find this soldier Black?
He's lying in the infirmary. He's got gut ache, and you can hear him howling halfway across the camp.
Thanks. I'll go and look for him.
ブラックをお前和訳して黒って言うなよ。
Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
No, that's not what I meant.
I know what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian Kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
My name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
You said you're an explorer?
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice. And from there to the court of Sultan Bayezid, until I ended up at the court.
Where is this man?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with...
Well, it's not all that bad here.
I admit that there are some things I envy.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth? Or should I praise it to high heaven?
The truth. You don't need to spare my feelings.
Then, all I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country. And that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I will have the good fortune to see more beautiful sights.
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from all over the world go there.
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. I was robbed and arrived in the city as a pauper. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then, and foreign customs took me by surprise. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time. But I never went back to Mecca.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men and their beautiful wives who I do not want to meet again.
You were in Granada? Where is that?
Go west from here until you reach the sea, then south to a place called Peninsula Iberica. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alhambra Palace is forbidden to Christians like you. It is a pity in any case.
あれ
Such
こ
a
の時代
beautiful and
っ
rich
て
country, yet bathed in so
レ
much
コン
blood.
キスターの前なのかな
Yes. Sultan Muhammad must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan because swords and cannons are not for me. Let others cut off
い
heads.
や、そんなことないや
I
ろ。
can sew them back on again.
大砲とか銃とか出てきてるのに。
Where is Venice, in fact?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself a little. It is not far from here, on the other side of the Alps. Remember that learning is like a god. Venice, people from all over the world. If only you could have seen their processions stretch from the port, but I did not stay long.
How did you come to be...
By complete chance. In Venice, I joined an expedition that was heading to India. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan, but you must understand. But the Sultan soon...
So why didn't...
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the gold. I had quite enough of war in Granada.
What Sigismund...
I would also like to know that, my friend. But I am stuck. One would think that the king would... He did not even make me his personal physician.
It's reckless to speak about...
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely...
I can't stand any more of this. Oh, the pain. Oh.
Are you the one they call Black?
I'm more like green just now.
But I need to talk to you.
And I need something for the pain. Can't you see I'm barely breathing here? Kurava, I feel like I'll burst.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's as if I'll burst at any moment or give birth to a calf. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Does it hurt? when I press here?
Yes! I feel it here. Here. Oh!
It's no wonder. Your stomach's blown up like a bellows. You must have eaten something really bad.
We put some mushrooms someone found in the woods into the stew. Oh. Fuck.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely...
I have something...
Thank you.
Well?
Not yet. It'll be all right.
It's about Victoria.
Christ almighty. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
Well, I didn't come to change your mind. Why would I do that?
Well, she's tried practically everything. Complaining, screeching, threats, tears. But none of it worked.
And what was she trying to achieve?
Look, we had a bit of fun once or twice. But that was it. She just didn't get it.
Victoria's missing. Her house is empty, and no one knows where she's gone.
What do you mean she's missing? Wait. Seriously?
As if the earth opened up and swallowed her. Seeing as you two used to meet up, you might have some idea where to look for her.
She didn't tell anyone? Not even the blacksmith's wife?
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of thing girls say.
Well, what were you expecting? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not far from here to the east, there's a spot we used to meet. A small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it for her, not for you. Got it?
I know. But bring her a message from me. Tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over spilt milk.
Try and think it over a bit. It might not just be Victoria's life at stake here. Could you live with yourself, knowing you could have done something, but just couldn't be bothered to help her?
Could have. He's right. I got her into this horrible mess. So tell her I'll take care of her. And if she wants, she can stay here. I'm sure they'll find work for a woman here.
Now that sounds like I'm going to see her now.
I think I need to stay alive.
あの血は誰の血やねん。東ってどこっから出んのが早い。
Hey, where's that beer?
Enough to turn even an honest man's head. But under this pretty skin there's a... What?
Car! Go! Go! Whoa! Whoa! You're Victoria. right?
And who are you?
No one important. Well, it all started like this. I was supposed to bring you some horseshoes, but then...
I'm not interested in any damn horseshoes.
Wait, though. In short, I'm Henry. Black sent me to talk to you. Oh, and so did Martha from Miskovitz. They're worried something happened to you because you vanished all of a sudden. I'll accompany you back home. All right?
I don't want to go back there. Nothing good ever happened to me in that house. I want to stay with my Black. Where is he? Why didn't he come himself?
Because he's lying in the infirmary. But you don't need to worry. He'll be all right soon. I know what happened to you. I was at your house and saw... well, everything. I'm sorry, but this is no solution.
You have no idea what's going on. You don't know me at all.
Then tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you somehow. After all, talking about it will help you feel better. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Well, you already know that me and Black used to meet. But he changes his mind like the wind. First he says he wants to be with me, then that he's a soldier of the king and serving him as his priority. There's gossip in the village that I'm the camp whore who'll sleep with anyone for a handful of grain. Whenever I left to go up there, they'd shout at me not to come back. And then I found out that I'm with child.
And that blood on the floor in your house?
I was desperate. I picked some herbs to make a decoction to get rid of it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I said to myself, I'd rather die with my child than kill it and go on living.
So you cut yourself?
Yes, with a knife. I cut myself once or twice, but once I felt the pain and saw the blood, I came to my senses. I wiped off the blood with an apron and my skirt, but it was everywhere. I couldn't bear to look at it, so I ran away. Here.
And Black is the father of your child?
Of course. The villagers think I sleep with half the camp, but it can't be anyone else's but his, as God as my witness.
Thanks for confiding in me. You've had a difficult time.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Please tell me what you know about my Black.
Well, Black has manned up and promised he'll take care of you. That is, both of you.
Really? And I was beginning to worry he'd forgotten about me. Or worse, I've already lost one man in life. If another one left me, I'd think I was cursed.
You aren't. I'm certain. Life is complicated sometimes. That's just the way it is. But it looks like you'll have a happy ending.
I won't have to live hand to mouth anymore and do the worst jobs imaginable. Maybe I'll finally have a family.
I wish you all the best. May God be with you.
And with you too, Henry. Thank you.
よし。じゃあ、戻ろうか。クッテンバーグ。あ、騎手
You said it would make me invisible.
You will be. You just have to rub it all over and...
Well, I did that. What the?
Someone! Help!
Take that! Hoist your ass on it. It's a wonder you're still standing.
Fucking nut!
Do it! Right on the noggin! You can't run from
やっぱ武装して襲わないと1対2では勝てんな。暴れん坊将軍みたいになりたいんだけど、せっかくやったら。乗ったまんまやったか。ねえ、皇族か。
God! God! Go!
このまま直で行っちゃうか。
Go! Go! Quick!
リラクサがさ、わかんねえんだよ。グラフィック変わっててよ。これなんやっけ。ああ。
Quick!
後回しやん。いや、一緒に行けるかな。いや、後回しいいや。
God! Go! Go! Go!
これでだいぶ霧は晴れたやろ。そうでもなかったな。まだ間に合うんかね。
Quick! God! God! Quick! Quick!
すげー。
Careful.
My humble respects.
Come, lass. You're always welcome here.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Actually not.
That's too bad. I think you would like it. And perhaps even learn a thing or two.
Why do you think so?
I just think you might find some common ground with the author. Not in absolutely everything, of course. That's just not possible. But in basic matters, I believe you'd agree. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
I've been through quite a bit, but I never thought of writing it down.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
いいのか、ヘンリー君、そんな。
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
Ah, なんか、やばい気
I
がす
admire
る。
courage in girls. They're weaker than men, and life is rarely easy for them. But they still don't give up.
Do you know one like that? Tell me about her.
Ah. これはどうしたらええんや。こういこうか。テレーザにしよう
Back
か。
home in Ratai, there's Teresa from the mill.
That's a nice name.
We go way back to Skalitz. She also survived the raid of Sigismund's army. Later, she saved my life, when a gang of bandits had nearly beat it out of me.
She did that alone?
No, but she called for help. And then she nursed me until I could get back on my feet.
Lord, that sounds like a story of some saint.
Nah, not at all. That's just Teresa, my ordinary flour cake girl from the mill.
Yours? Oh, well, never mind. Let's say we write about a woman who is brave and isn't afraid to say what she thinks. Would she do it for herself or for someone else?
Make her brave for someone she loves. That's much more commendable than if she were only thinking of herself.
You can't disagree with that. And to make things a little more interesting, the love will be secret and forbidden. because forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch, especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Lie on the ground on your stomach and swing your legs, but not much. Like you're lazing around.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad.
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. Go on, read it. I want to hear what you think of it. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
I haven't read it yet.
Well, go make amends.
道場さん。本学識を上げるために読んどこう。 お嬢様。下ってか。
May God give you health, sir.
So, what about that story?
That's nice. Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar...
You see? When I lead mass. And what about the sketch? For such a
Oh, it's pretty...
But otherwise,
Well, I'd like to see you again sometime.
please do. It will certainly be.
こいつもヘンリーはもうすぐいつでも誰からからまず手を出すから、もう危ない危ない。ステファニー夫人というものがありながら。行くぞ。あそこの選択肢でステファニー夫人が出てきたらどうしようかと思ったじゃないか。
Careful.
Hold your horses. What are you barging in here for?
I'm going to see Sir Ulrich Vavak on a most urgent matter.
As usual. Hurry then.
またかというのはどういうことや。このし、ということ、こっちか。下から上に上がっていく？
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face.
Hold your horses. Actually,
You've come.
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king.
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
You want to spy? Do you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe, although not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now,
I'll be going then.
just make sure we...
まあぐでんぐでんに追いつぶせばええか。どこや。
Call that beast to heel! My humble respects. Leave it! Shoot!
ああ、犬にビビってんのか。
I'm putting this nicely, since you're practically my brother now. Go home!
What's going on here?
These two fuckers turf. Who are you calling? It's always the same.
Let the guards give him what?
Aye.
pissed as a...
Fuck you!
Shut up.
Blah. You're in there, and with not a...
You're getting married tomorrow in this state?
I'm getting married, even if they have to
Poor girl. This...
Calm down. Don't forget he's gonna be my relative. What? She says she wants a horse. I'll get her off. She says she fancies an app, and when she wants...
Then she'll come...
Oh, yeah?
You all need to grow up. Fighting here on her wedding day, and her brother and...
I'm not the one...
Everybody gets...
Let's go for... Meddler. Look, we're all fond of... Let's go. Let him be. I'm sorry.
I won't make it to the council assembly at this rate. Ah, damn.
Ah, めんどくさいとこやな。
Damnation.
どっかで。宝箱ないか。
You're a real bitch sometimes.
You're always welcome here.
絶対ここやん。これじゃないのか。 さっき向こうと話しつけに行こうか。
At your service, sir.
The siege has been going on for ages, and the city
It
walls
happens.
still haven't
Just
been
watch where
repaired.
you're going next
Not
time.
only.
What do you want at this time of night?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry.
I'm Henry.
I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council, and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right, no need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you, and think up some good excuse, clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly, or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't just...
You better not.
What?
Farewell, my friend.
Christ, pardon me.
出勤するって書いてあるけど、もう今からあれな。前日から待機なの。
Guard! Guard! Some blackguard has robbed me. I hope you'll do something about it.
Well, I'll fight him. I'll catch that bastard! Hey, innkeeper, that beer!
なんか盗んだっけ俺。キーアイテムっぽいのを盗んだ気がする。とりあえず。金の十字架は取られるわけにはいかんのだ。これか。書記官のところでいいのかな。浴場行こうか。浴場で浴場してから行こうか。浴場ってどこやっけ？ まっ
Here, Mutt.
とソーセージやるからちょっと黙っとってくれ。
Good boy. Good boy. Come here, boy.
あれ、浴場ってそういや夜やってんのか。
Well, seems like this was a waste of time.
Look, this has got to stop.
Excuse me?
They say you're too bashful. I'm not some piece of meat that anyone can grab whenever they want. As long as you're working in my bathhouse, you are a piece. What'll it be?
But he still didn't show up.
風呂
I'd
に
like
入
to
りたい
use your.
Certainly.
I'd like to get.
My girls.
What I really need right now.
Great.
I'll gladly.
Great. My
You sure slayed me today, warrior. I reckon now I'll have to scrub myself from head to toe.
あ、びっくりした。扉かと思ってタンスを調べるところだった。へいへいへい。出勤する。
What are you doing prowling about here? Good doggy. Good boy.
Good boy.
Come to the town hall tomorrow. Good things come to all who
そりゃそうやな。まだ読んでない本ってあったっけ？ないわ。
Be careful. It isn't safe around here.
I don't think so.
Excuse me.
Good morning. Come and buy our fresh wares.
Greetings!
どこやねん。
Be careful. It's not safe here.
He broke into the house of his neighbour, an honest businessman supporting his family. He waited till they were all asleep, forced the lock, and just wandered in. And there he stole everything. He could lay his hands on. Just listen. Coin, jewellery, silver goblets, 2 pairs of shoes, a sack of carrots.
You silly doggy.
どっから入るんだ？
Right away. And before he knew it, it was an irons. And you can see the outcome for yourselves. He'll stay here till his back feels like a... God bless.
Greetings to you, friend.
ああ、こっち側かな。まだ営業時間外かな。9時からにはと思う。薬草屋さんってないかな。
Apple.
Good day.
Would you have
ラクサ、ラクサないのか。
Thank you.
Red.
And come
Buy
again.
some apples.
Down again.
What can I do for you? I'll have a look at the... I was glad to be of help to you, sir. A wonderful day for a wonderful purchase.
Greetings to you.
Would you...
多分この辺は連動してるよな。間違えた。
Delicious
Nothing
pears.
to your liking,
Juicy
sir.
pears.
カチャカチャしたらもうしょっぴかれるしな。
Keep close to the others.
It's not above the law. The law of the land applies to everyone, and even the king has to answer.
How are things at home? Calm down a bit?
Aye. The celebration is over and done with. Everything's going well. I'm in fine feather. It's almost... Oh, how well.
Welcome.
What do you...
うん。
I'm glad you found quiet while it lasts.
See?
Best
That's what bothers me.
Come and take a look.
Do your shopping here, and you're in the... Get out of here.
じゃあします。
Where do you think you're going?
お邪魔したらあかんとこや。こっちかな。失礼します。
Anything's gone missing here, then you're in for it.
え、マジで言うてんの？フードはつけといてもええやろ。 うん、つけといた方が魅力が上がるからつけとこう。
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He crippled his leg. He can't even stand up. Never mind serve guests.
Is it serious? That's all we need. Having to find a new waiter.
No, it won't come to that. It just looks like a twisted ankle. A few days, and he'll be right as rain.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll just have to manage with you for today. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it. Right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
毒とかなんかこう仕込めへんかなとか思ったけど無理か。
There are pictures of wine.
Is a joke.
Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any räuber in the domain?
Hey, boy, a full cup of monastery wine.
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
Monastery red.
Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
Come now,
and
waiter.
Herr
I want it red.
Surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The
Come
dry
now,
devil
waiter.
is
I
running
wanted
free.
red.
There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful
shove that
King
damn picture.
Sigismund is providing us with...
And his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the
I
coin
fancy
for
some
better
Tokai.
equipment?
We can
Refill,
always
boy.
confiscate the property of the king's enemies. Nicht wahr?
We
I'd
are
like to
more than
oblige,
familiar
but
with the
I'm not
Yemeni
allowed.
state
This
of
is
our
unbelievable.
army, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
waiter,
pour me
so
some
you
monastery
suggest
wine.
we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
I apologise,
We can
sir.
always ask
Which
the king
wine?
to bring order to the realm with his
Monastery
army.
red. But then the Dörfler will rise
修
up.
道院
I'm
の
afraid I
赤
see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind.
I'm
Vielleicht.
sorry.
Monastery wine here.
Sir?
Well, thank the Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honourable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Hey, waiter,
Isn't it the
pour me
same
some
thing?
monastery wine.
I'm sorry, sir.
So, the cleanliness of the
Orders from
city
above.
is not
This is
what it should
unbelievable.
be. The current baths in the city fall
come
far
here.
short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Your Honor.
More wine, Master
But a woman
Bailiff.
named
I
Betty
have
has showed
enough
up from
wine.
Hopbrink.
Come
Wants
closer.
To repair the baths that used to be there.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you finally admitted
Nice.
it's a trifle, we wouldn't have
Whose
to keep
silver
coming
might
back.
this be?
A trifle. Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slops and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine.
So, did you find it?
Why not? In
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will... never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
Waiter!
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Monastery wine! Here!
Just a small
ここ通
misunderstanding.
ってええの
We've sorted
横
it
から
out.
入れるとかじゃなく
Everything's
て
settled.
My
Sir?
ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard?
Well,
besides,
thank the Lord.
if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard,
Waiter,
true, but in
pour
this
me red
case
wine.
it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated.
Sir?
I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible
Thank
enough
you,
not
waiter.
to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an
I
end
fancy
to
some
us
Sakai.
first.
Refill,
God
boy.
knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing
Well,
me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. Not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom
I'd
to
like
us.
some monastery
It's now
wine.
run by the
Refill
German
my
men.
cup, boy.
Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker. You act
Sir?
like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a sword
hang around me.
without a
Vanish,
shred of
you
truth.
hear me?
We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All day long.
All right.
What if they have one more
I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you. Get on with it.
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer,
I'm sorry.
I'd soon be out of customers.
What's that?
To hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
翼を持ったもの。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。11、12。13、14、15じゃないですかね。
So, let's see what you've got.
I found your glove.
Really? And did you count those wings?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine.
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals.
I apologize.
The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
I'll have a
Why
cup
can't
of
we build
white.
faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least two
Why?
steps behind
I'd
mine.
like some white. The swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you?
Are you deaf or
I
something?
acquired my
Fine.
seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not
Sir?
supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all
Boy,
out.
I'd like some white.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
ヘンリー君勝手に暴走してムービー中に殴りかかれへんか心配やねんけど。
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Küçek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, İşkelkinek Udra.
お前はそれはでも大丈夫か。面は割れてないのか。
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of fives!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here.
I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
ポン君が大人になってい
Maybe
る。
that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
I'm glad you finally...
Innkeeper! A beer!
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
You say you're a poet. How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Kuttenberg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh? I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Maleshov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted, but they never broke my spirit.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
お酒ない？あったやん。おじいちゃんなんかステータスめっちゃ高いなって思ってたけど、今では飲酒スキルがやたら高いだけのおじいちゃんになってしまったな。戦術はどこや？こっちか。19。
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
God be with you, friend.
Are you looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say?
From Scarlet's.
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone.
Oh.
A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world.
What?
For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whoreson won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain... shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of thee.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good.
Ha! Even better.
And you might not believe your...
Well. You wanted to apologize for crashing into my...
I want to have a word.
Well,
I apologize.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopry to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Look
They
in
teach
my
you that in the
eyes,
seminary?
Not at my sword. Swing with your whole
who taught you that?
arm, not just your wrist. What's wrong with your legs?
Hey! Who taught you that? That was
Arm
sneaky.
lower.
No. No! Fuck! Ooh. Not bad for a priest.
Firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
That was sneaky.
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a car through.
Did they teach you that in the
You
seminary?
don't know which end of that thing is up.
Not bad for a priest. Enough! That will do. My God. Why did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
And that's exactly why. Against our common enemy.
Good day to you.
朝がこの辺やねんけど。 どこにあんの部屋。
Aren't you more concerned about keeping the spoils of war, Sobotchek?
I beg your pardon?
Another war wouldn't suit you so well, would it?
Sobotchek,
A man hardly puts his jobs comes up with a plan.
On the contrary.
Does that improvement include a few
thousand men at arms, only in order to get...
You've got my attention.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh? On the other hand, the Lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dally.
On the show.
Take a look at that.
And Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Bushek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bushek of Kunstadt? The Bushek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you! And to your parlaying skills!
話教はあれなんかな、やっぱかなりの 強強な
Start naked and
話まとめてきたで。
Your niece Yivka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink.
Cheers to the...
Here's to a good harvest.
Bye.
次どうしたらええの？割とこの豚の丸焼きの顔やめてくれへんかな。
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation on the way.
With pleasure, sir. I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest.
そうそう、ディビッシュ卿なんで来てくれへんかった
Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out
城
on
の
such an
復
event.
旧とかいうこ
Haven't
と
you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
おお、
As they
誰
say,
の子
doesn't
や
matter who needed the dough. As long
ヘ
as
ン
there's
リ
a
ーの
pie
子じゃないのか、
Godwin.
それは。
It could be a miracle. Praise the Lord. What are you
お
expecting
ヘ
from
ン
today's
リーや
gathering?
ろ。
Well, I have no
お
great
前、なんちゅう
expectations.
ことしよん
But,
ねん。
all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
どうしよう。あいつ、終わった。政治が政治を生んでしまって。カポンと話して。誰と話にしに行ったかよく分かって。あ、サミュエルでいいんかな。
Everything all right? You look a bit out of sorts.
I can't wait for it to end so we can get out of here.
Would you tell me something about your community? I haven't found out much so far.
What can I tell you? It was never exactly glorious. And now especially, everyone is...
Surely it would...
There are many fools who would rather take out their gall on us and start to... In times of uncertainty.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to come and mingle with the Kuttenberg.
Or pretty pissed off. We will leave us anyway. All of these worthy...
Yo, 結婚おめ
Got
でと
some
う。
good news and some bad news for you.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place. There's some old bat standing there with two young girls, but she watches over them like a mother hen. So at least tell me the good news.
You're going to get married.
Good one. Is she at least pretty?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
You're really a barrel of laughs, Godwin. Wait till Hannah hears this. Now, enough nonsense.
To your help.
そうや、言うたらあかんかった。
So, nor I, and you and I, you until the... It was a likewise.
He's not the one with the empty brick. He didn't tell you anything? He didn't even look at it. He just told me to bugger off.
ワルトシュタインのアンナから
Women, sure. Happy to help
ワルトシュタインのアンナってところ
me. He don't give a fuck.
どこにいる？
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks.
出られへん。
Good day.
Good day.
Counterfeit groschen.
How big a pile? Big enough for that bastard Istvan to raise a small army.
Brother, and talk about the inheritance. But your father's still alive, isn't he? Aye, but he drools all over himself.
And he hasn't even greeted his own cousin yet. Tell...
You seem...
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all...
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze. It seems Liechtenstein's looking for...
And how's he gonna do it? Well, the only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resist...
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free.
That's one...
God forbid.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure.
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear.
No, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under his thumb.
Well,
Sigismund confiscated, not to mention.
Hold up.
Youtuberあたりと話作ればいいかな。
How are you getting on?
Aside from the...
I'd almost... Keep it up. Just don't overdo it with the wine.
Certainly. Have no fear.
God bless.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Sir Kunzlin.
You're Godwin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know...
I expect you...
Why wouldn't I? She's
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here.
to her own relatives, certain. And I cared for him devotedly till the day he...
So it's not true what they say?
Vile slander. People just can't...
What do you think of the rabbi's offer? The Kuttenberg...
Or nothing.
He said he was interested in...
Aye, but still he must be aware.
So you...
And isn't it natural? It's not just they live in our city, but they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians.
will you...
That depends on what it is. If he decides to just...
Do you think we should...
I came here for one reason alone. If Yops doesn't lay one out, God be with you.
Your Grace.
Certainly.
Godwin.
Ah, now I remember.
Lord Liechtenstein, but if you'll allow me, sir.
Indeed.
Your plan. Sigismund may attack anywhere you want to wait.
You amuse me, Godwin. A parish... I know you mean well. But try...
I'd reason better with an army at my back.
Do you realize how much such an army costs?
And if a way could be found...
Before that happens, Sigismund...
Do you still think...
That. So...
And if...
Such case...
John of Liechtenstein is...
That was the original...
I understood...
Yes, he is.
Although...
But
it was you who sent...
True. But I certainly never told him, and by doing so...
I wasn't...
Half the rabbi, and that...
So they know...
What's...
On...
From... Not that I... The king...
But if...
We don't need to convince...
Are you...
I haven't quite decided yet, but if our...
Do you think...
I doubt it. Half the town... And he knows that... We've... More than you think. If my memory doesn't... So I recollect it.
Sir.
Even so.
And now look at...
There's no point...
No,
God be with you. There's something I'd like...
God be with you.
Your diplomatic...
No beating around the bush, eh?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady.
To muster an army that Margrave can't...
Christ!
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions. Although, between the two of us...
Hit the nail on the head.
I am rarely
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not a...
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I... So, to the...
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
It's not only your money, you're well able to negotiate and trade.
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts, if you want me to support you.
Do you have something...
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
All right, I'll help you.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed. Bring them to me, but watch yourself. Order it.
Mind where you're going.
What brings you here? My goodness, friend. You're completely...
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are fed and watered. I'm not idle.
God forbid. But standing around here must...
Not really.
Shall we roll some dice?
Well, I'll wait at the... You'd better go before people start to think you're trying to steal something.
We'll see whose side luck is on today.
やっぱこの知事強い。ゴドウィン卿何歳なの？ 50はいってると思うねんけど。
Here. Oh, come on!
God be with you, my friend.
Good day.
Like this.
これは死ぬでお前。
Finished. Your turn.
55535623456終了。
Good game, friend. The money's yours.
I've got those papers from Alder.
Quiet!
My lady, well, here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
How could I...
And to the...
リヒテンシュタイン。
Gentlemen.
Is this supposed...
Like I said... Tell me, Godwin...
I bring...
Both.
This...
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects, not only the Christians. Our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Kao.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein. To do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see? All you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt. Was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh.
Rightfully so. These counselors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike
会議
against
中に意見を求められ
We
る
are
ものか
glad
と思って
he's
た
not
け
here.
ど、そこまでではなかった。
He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabosch falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
We could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Surely, look. The Margaret Lobster. Didn't you say that Lord Kunstadt was going with them? It's unpronounceable.
How'd you like a wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition. Recipes are passed. I myself, even the French, the king himself.
I expect his...
Best, this wine would perhaps... Give me 100 nights in 4 hours.
I'm filled with grief.
I'd like to drink a toast with... So touching, calm.
I never... Not a bit.
In that case, in quite simple...
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread.
Well...
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it.
To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening. He had left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs.
You can bet on it.
I don't...
You're right. I don't know. Girls came by carrying that rose piglet. I had wicked thoughts.
Now we close our doors for the evening. People here know what to do. There'll be plenty more tomorrow.
Everyone's being
Saturday
too
and
hopeful.
Sunday too.
You don't need an expensive horse.
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to listen to it day in, day out.
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to...
All hail Jobst. He sorted out things here nicely. He got my money. But you know how I explained. I'm too...
did you at least discuss...
Nothing to discuss. It'll be at our... It's the pride of our family.
Ah, but I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will...
What? In Ratai?
Deal with him yourself, though. I won't be...
ベロンベロンやないか。
Having a good time? Well, what are you missing? There's one... Don't you die. I forgot. Leave it up. No, they wouldn't have to...
Murdering the lords one by one. If an open battle breaks out, it'll be off.
I spent half...
Sorry.
From cleaning up this pigsty?
I need help with something. I mean the ones with the really good wine.
And you're one of...
I should say so.
And I'm the... Anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case, try asking my mom.
I've...
Really?
Where?
Do you play dog?
You mean...
You strip if you like. Either way.
I'll give them...
Not up. Look, if you want a bit of... Couldn't you have run out when you started...
Greetings.
Sorry, I don't want to...
What do you think? A fortress full of hungry...
Where might I find...
Why? You do...
It's not for me.
Aha. If you go down the cellars, it's Lord Odorin's best.
I haven't...
He didn't have to choose me.
Wait.
It's been a long time. I was afraid...
You haven't changed.
But I have. And you've changed too. Not at all.
And how have you been all this time?
Not really. When he remarried and had another son, his mood improved quite a bit.
Aww.
I also got married. And soon I had my little Elishka running around under my feet in the kitchen. Young Sir Christopher used to come and play with her sometimes. He was always a very nice lad.
And your husband?
Kuba? He died when Elishka was just a baby. He got bitten by a dog, and the wound festered. It was quick.
God grant him eternal life. Tell me more about Elishka.
She's a big girl now. She's a maid here for now, but I'm sure they'll find her a better job soon.
Well, aren't you worried about her? A young girl doesn't have it easy.
Even as a little girl, she used to beat up the boys in the village.
Why don't we go and...
You ought go and have a...
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. He wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
はい、軍隊です。
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty. Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Jesus! That's a really crystal! Come and help me!
You won't help me take another one like that!
Are you waiting for me to die of old age?
No chance!
Hey! No one's hiding!
Your eyes out!
Nice hit!
You can't stand up to this.
And you'll get another right away!
One step back! Stand your ground!
Jesus! Hey, don't fuck around, damn it!
And And you'll get another right away. That's right. Drive those horses out. Die, fucker! Fucking hell, he knows how to sword fight! I'll chop your arms off! Smash him on the head! I told you he had two left hands! Him on the head! You won't be able to...
もうここはあれよな。25。
Quick! Quick! Go!
Hey, you're not up to it. Bash him on the head! Kill him! Get ready to leave this life.
Are you waiting for me to die of old age, coward? And you're picking it all! Take that fucker out, damn it! Right up the arm! His head! You got this! What are you waiting for, numbskull? You're done here, horsings. I need a... That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me. Did my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Oder in Kunstadt and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
My younger brother, Christopher.
You've known him for half a day, so what?
Shut up!
Look, leave him be. He's right. I just met my brother. Only to lose him again.
I'm sorry. I really am. God grant him eternal life.
Thanks. Once we're done here, I'll give him a funeral.
That is the least you can do for him.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know.
Why, Lady Anna?
His pride and joy. When he finds out... And what will happen to Rabot?
I'm just going to clean up for you.
Who helped us survive?
You wanted to talk to me?
I did. Because...
Just tell him.
I talked to...
What did you talk about?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met?
Oh!
I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Why are you even telling me this?
I thought you would want to know. Martin was raising you instead of being with Mother. And me.
And that's supposed to be my fault?
You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezerah?
That is hard to explain.
Nonsense. It is as clear as day. Christians set out to kill our people.
innocent and often defenseless. And all that.
This is what we were afraid of. We need to get back in. Will you come with us?
I have to tell Liechtenstein, but then we'll...
Go and...
Perish. Why did we even come here?
Thought I expected the king to order something.
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot more harm.
Even a man like you can't know everything. At least you're all alive.
Well, not all of us. Young Oderin, Anna of Volstein, and several other nobles are dead. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join.
Samuel already knows. And he's ready to go.
In that case, we'll set off immediately.
I'm going with the rest of our people to Devil's Den. So don't leave me hanging, all right? Stay strong.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast, and I see instead...
Well, the real massacre is yet to come. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course. I borrowed it too.
Could you stop blabbering already?
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
All right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
But do you think that's a good idea? No offense, sir, but you're no great warrior.
I'm not. But I'm not just going to sit here and wait, either.
All right, then. Let's go.
Peresh, can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
It may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time.
Then we better hurry up.
All right. Schnell, schnell.
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under...
Won't it collapse?
We'll find out.
Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
Halt! I heard something.
This trapdoor should be closed, shouldn't it? Maybe I better go and take a look upstairs to make sure there's nothing going on there.
Aye, that ain't a good idea. I knew a bloke who tried that.
And what happened to him?
I don't know, actually.
Bugger this.
Take that!
You're no match for us, fucker! Didn't see that coming, eh?
Fuck you!
What the? Blood?
What do you want?
Fuck you!
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation...
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must... I'm really sorry about your friends.
There was nothing but Navis Hamardes.
What about your mother?
She is, thank God. I told her to get ready, and we...
All right.
I'm sure Mum is waiting for us. We have to take her to the shul.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no one else can get in.
But sir, if any more of them come here...
I can take care of myself. Now go. God be with you.
Schnell, jeden! Läuft zur Schule! Henry! My ma is waiting for us! Get her!
Oh, Himmel! What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, Ma'am. He sent me to take you to him.
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out of time.
Wait! Who are you anyway?
My name is Henry, and I'm a friend of Sam's. I was the one who warned him Sigismund was coming for you.
Thank you. I just hope we can escape before...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back. It might be safer there.
What's going on?
Sam! Are you all right?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyards. Follow me. Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them!
Ah!
Somebody help us! Ah!
違う、そうじゃない。
Watch out! They're shooting at us!
I should go back.
Through the yard! They're gone. We have to keep going. Through the yard!
I have to go back.
Somebody help us! Leave us alone!
Sprich deine Gebete!
What do you want?
Useless! Kill them! God will forgive you!
I cannot breathe.
こっちでいいの？
We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Yeah! Useless! Fucking die, Kurva!
Sehr gut. Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now, we have to go.
Kiss them all down!
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? Rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone. There they are. Well, now we're really fucked.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back. For how long, though? As long as we need to.
Let me through, damn it! Fucking servant!
Kill them! Run, fucker!
He moves for Culver, I'm wounded. Look at you!
Do it! God will forgive you! Bleeding like a stuck pig! Go fuck yourself! Nice bastard! Send my greetings to the devil! Hell is fucking you bastard!
No oh, you I'll sort you out nicely.
One more and we can go home! Die!
Useless! Kill them! God will forgive you! You rat!
Fucking Horton!
Come here. Do your worst.
Useless!
Hey!
The fun is over! Take that fucker out! Damn it! You rat! Fuck him out!
Let him out! Take your ass!
I'll sort you out. Fuck you!
Give me strength!
hopping around is making me dizzy.
Toothbite! Get down! On your finger!
Waiting, you bastard!
Now!
Next one will be right! Let him have it!
How is your mother? Come on! Everyone's inside! Henry, come on! Let's go!
God more me.
Let's go. It's this way.
Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
Don't worry, even if that happens, we'll be able to pull the one. Look at him.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, lad. I thank you for everything.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Mein Gott, boy. Have you not helped us enough already? Now we have to manage on our own.
I know this might not be the best time, but... do you think we could talk about Martin?
What? You know my Martin?
I do. He's, well... he's my father.
Bori Hashem!
I mean, not actually by blood. But he raised me.
Mein Sie's Kindele. Tell me, how is he?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh... Tehena Shutzurara Bitzroir Hahayim.
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma and... well... they both died there.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martin I knew. He always put others first. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet Samuel.
Is everything all right?
Yes, do not worry. We were just talking about Martin.
How did you meet Martin, if I may ask?
It was such a long time ago. He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town, but there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And that's where he met you?
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin wouldn't stop looking at me all night, Then it went schlock auf schlock.
So what happened that made Martin leave you?
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a Goy is Isur de Oreisa. Forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other, until one day, I was uvore.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So he did not miss a beat and took me out of town in secret. I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Colin. But he did not find out anything at all.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough. Father would have hidden me somewhere else.
And what about you? Did you ever find another man after that?
No. My father called me a widow. So I stayed a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never worked out. I made sure of that.
And did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. Or they chose not to. That was probably my father's doing too. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of someone. That was the most important thing.
All right. That's about it.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I keep my head on my neck.
He was absolutely right.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today would have ended. What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the others. We need to figure out what to do next.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything to happen to them on the way.
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourselves, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
Oh, fuck! Oh.
スタックしたが
Don't worry. Even if that happens, we'll be able to pull the wire.
Thank you, Henry,
Look at him.
for everything.
אדוני לחלוס ויונוע חלישכו, בשולם ונאמר אמן.
What if someone notices?
Surely we cannot just leave them here like this.
There's nothing we can do now. We must get the wounded out of here first.
Are we just supposed to bury them by the side of the road?
You managed to get the documents. What's next for you? Will you go to Jobst, or come with us to the Devil's Den?
I've been thinking about it, and the time for spying is over. There's no one to convince, no one to break, No one to blackmail.
So what then? You going home?
Not yet. Actually, I'll escort these people first. I feel responsible for what happened, and maybe I can at least make up for it a little bit.
But we still have a lot of work to do. We could surely use a spy master.
A spy master is of no use without his network. Only a few of my people are still here, and I wouldn't bet my life on any of them.
Well, that doesn't matter. Maybe you could be useful in other ways.
No, Henry, I played and I lost. Now it's up to the rest of you.
All right. Have it your way. Have a safe journey, Sir John of Liechtenstein. God be with you.
And with you, Henry of Skalitz. Take care.
やんかおらんか
We survived. For a while there, I thought we were gonna die.
Many have died, indeed. It is a hard trial to go through. So many lives lost, the shul in flames.
I'm so sorry. There was nothing more we could do.
You are right. It was too late. How happy I would be if we could get everyone out. But what is done is done.
What will you do now?
Now we must find help in some other community of believers. We will try our luck in Colin. Many of us have relatives there.
Do you think you'll be pursued?
Well, the mercenaries might follow us, but we will split up into smaller groups. Besides,
Sarah told me you drove Martin the blacksmith out of town. Why would you do that?
I had my reasons.
But if you hadn't done it, he might still be alive.
Perhaps. But what about you? If he had not raised you...
No. Probably not. So the agreement with the lords in...
What makes you think that?
No, I do. But you've lost everything.
It is true that the Kuttenberg Kehile cannot pay for the army now. But others might. Be'ezras Hashem. Especially when they...
God be with you.
Sei gesinnt.
What will happen to us now?
I still hear it.
いやんかこんなとこで看病に勤しむ柄ではないよな。
على نويفوك نخلصه.
Do not be afraid, Oni. Just hold on.
これはよし、じゃあ終わろっか。
You have a coin, master. Hey, Matt?
Refrain from sin. Satan is going around our city, and the only...
An elegant and lean flavor, light
Here,
aroma of exotic fruits, and a color that has... sparkle. This is my white wine. Give it a taste.
あれまた見つけてない甲冑師とかおったん？いやー、面白いね、このゲーム。首やんか死ぬとはぐらいは思ってたけど。
How are things at home?
I'm sorry.
You smell nice.
よし。じゃあ、終わりたいと思います。ご視聴いただいた方おられたらありがとうございます。